just shared the password with you.
Cool.
I shared it.
Yeah.
Somehow it came up on my phone to share the.
That's the whole thing.
I don't know how that works.
I don't know how it works either. It's weird.
Doing, my friend? Good.
If I'm trying to
Good to see you.
somebody else
Very good to see you.
contact list, I'll be like, hey, do you want
Are you aware of this whole
Wow, that's cool.
what whole deal? The sign.
Cool, thank you.
Oh, sign that. Jessica, you ready? I read about it.
All
See
right,
if
I'll hit
Jessica's ready to roll.
Yeah, I'm ready.
You ready?
Yep.
Ready? Yeah. I'd like to call this meeting of the Porter County Election Board, and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. Roll call.
President Roush,
Here.
Vice President Tim,
Here.
Member Chittister,
Here.
Member Coulter.
Here. Clerk's report.
We are just trying to catch up with everything. The fair ended. We had IVRA last week. Both went really well. Tara coded the election for the fair, and everyone seemed to really like to take part in it. We posted the results on our Facebook page and Instagram. And everything else I have will be covered later on in the meeting.
Okay. Directors.
The only thing really new that I have to share is we also coding.
All right. We're gonna be fine. Don't worry.
Yeah, it'd be great.
We're gonna be fine. Plus, you gotta have like 3 sets of eyes look that over after you're done, right?
Way more.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I remember I think Kathy used to have like 6 people. She'd hand it to me, and I'd say, "What do you want me to look at?"
After it's coded,
That's good.
It'll be proofed. Or the ability to prove it will be.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Okay. Sunday, anything?
That's it. Tara's doing that. She's got me to ask questions. She's got plenty of reports.
Okay. All right, members should have received electronic copies of last month's meeting minutes. If there are no revisions or requests, entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? 2026 approval of mobile voting locations.
Okay, so we have a couple changes from the last cycle. We're looking at starting on October 12th at Couts Library, then going the 13th to South Haven Library, the 15th, Ogden Dunes Fire Department, the 19th, back to Couts Library, the 20th, South Haven Library, 22nd, Luke Gas Station in Burns Harbor, the same one we normally go to, 1023, Valpo Trunk or Treat, 1024, European Market, 1027, back to Couts Library, 1029, Family Express, the new one by the Expo Center, and then 1031, Jamestown Apartments. We changed up the libraries because they have programming later into the evenings on those days, and it's easier for our staff if they need to use the restroom or things like that.
And the total number of stops we're going to have is how many?
Let me count. 11.
Okay, do we have any questions related to those locations? Not for me. Okay. All right, I'll entertain a motion to accept those locations for the general election for mobile voting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Update on complaint. Couts Town Council.
We received an official complaint written by Patricia Gerhardt from Couch. She's the code enforcement officer there, stating that a candidate that is running for Couchtown Council put out his signs ahead of schedule and wouldn't comply to take them down, and then also refused to bring the signs into compliance by having a disclaimer. I gave everyone a little cheat sheet at their station for disclaimer requirements. As far as placing of signs, that's up to the code enforcement and the Couchtown Council on how they would like to handle that. That's not within our purview. But the non-compliance of the sign disclaimer is within our purview. So that's something that we need to address.
At Jessica's request, I reached out to the candidate and to see if he would voluntarily come here today. If he could make it work in his schedule, he is present. Otherwise, we would have, I would have sent a notice like what we do with our campaign finance issues, and then had him come out in September. But he is here today, and he's voluntarily coming before you to discuss this matter.
Okay. So you're going to give testimony. I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm under penalty of perjury that the evidence you are about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. Sit down. State your name for the record, please.
Tyler Brock.
Hello.
Hello.
Floor is yours.
All right. So I'm aware you guys received a complaint. I received a letter from the code enforcement officer regarding the Couchtown ordinance of 30 days. To her, I replied, yes, I delivered signs to several people in town that requested them. None of the signs displayed in town were posted by me, and I did contact those people and inform them of the ordinance, and ask them to take them down. I said, hey, these signs were given to them. As far as I'm aware, I gave these signs to them as their property, and asked them to take them down, and several of them did, and some did not. And I can't force somebody to take a sign down.
So that's between you and the code enforcement officer?
Yes, placement is between the candidate and the code enforcement. They do maintain they are a property of the campaign.
Okay.
So they are your responsibility.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
But again, that's not within our.
Yeah, we won't.
That's for
in on that.
Code enforcement.
Understood. Understood. And then as far as the disclaimer on the bottom of the sign, when I ordered the signs, was not aware of the disclaimer. Delivered signs, and within minutes of delivering them, was told by someone, said, "Hey, your signs need a disclaimer." And I said, "Okay." I looked up the requirement and went back to every sign I delivered and manually applied the disclaimer to the bottom on both sides. So if there's a sign around town that does not have a disclaimer, I'm not aware of it. And if there is a specific one that's missing one, I'm more than willing to go and address that.
And in the past, that is what we've recommended happen. We have had sign disclaimer hearings before. We do have the ability to fine, I believe, up to $5,000. But in the past, we have just asked the candidate to correct it. And as long as they were in compliance with that, we, in past practice, haven't moved forward with that.
Any questions or comments from the board?
There used to be a lot more specific language, the size of the disclaimer.
Yeah, it says 7-point font.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So the handwritten one, we're going to consider that okay?
Oh,
It looks bigger than 7 point.
That's what I was gonna say, it looks bigger than 7 point.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So that and stuff. And now, listen, what happens if the person decided to, instead of putting it in their yard, put it in their window in their house? That'll be an issue.
That's up for code enforcement. As long as it has a disclaimer on it, that's all that meets our purview.
Yeah, I understand. I'm just trying to, give you food for thought. I
Sure.
or something.
Sure.
Something you might want to talk to the code officer.
Yeah.
What they want to do.
Yeah.
Ben. A lot of those code enforcement and stuff like this, man, in the past, man, everybody's being challenged with that. You used to have to post bonds in Hebron and Valpo and the number of signs in your yard, the size, no more than a 4x4 and all that stuff. Everyone that's been challenged in federal court and stuff has been revoked and stuff, man. So it's kind of like a little bit of the Wild West when it comes down to signs and stuff, man. But at the end of the day and stuff like this, man, if you rectified it, I mean, like I said, the other one that I remember that we had was Mr. Gent.
Yep.
And Mr. Gent decided he didn't want to comply, so he got fined
Mhm.
and stuff. And then we had to chase him for
We're still chasing him.
9 months or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think he finally did.
Yeah.
Stuff.
All right, any other comments, questions, motion?
I don't know what we would motion.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a moot point. I'm do you
Okay.
want a motion not to fine them?
You can do
Is that what you want?
Yeah, I think
As
so.
long as he's rigging stuff.
Because he fixed it.
Enforcement.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't.
so I'll make the motion that we waive any fine under the statute. He's in compliance now.
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you for being affirmative on fixing it for us.
I appreciate the opportunity to come and speak to you all. Is there a way I can get a copy of the complaint, or
I mean, I can email it to you.
yeah, I can give you that.
I'm sure when you filed for office, didn't they give you something like all these rules on these signs and stuff like that?
Yeah, they provided some information. I don't recall if there was a sign pamphlet or not.
You can have mine. I think I got that almost memorized. All right.
I think we're in compliance now.
All right.
All right. Thank
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good luck on your election.
I was assuming that it was on your campaign information, but yeah, if you want to give it to me.
It's a T-Bird 46347.
Okay, I will get that to you by the end of the week. You're welcome.
Okay. Campaign finance updates.
So Cindy has one update for you, and then I have another one. I did reach out to our collection agency and asked where we stood with people getting in compliance with paying their fines. And it looks like we've had 4 accounts paid, 7 are not paid. I do need to send an update to them with new names. Lance Raphael will not pay his fine. Travis Gearhart filed bankruptcy with it. There was no response from Anthony Wire or Dane Lafate. Joetta Collins keeps telling them that they're going to pay, but she never pays. And that's as far as we have with that. I do have an email into them asking what their next steps are, if they're going to bring legal action, where they're going to move forward, or if we're just at a standstill. And I haven't received a response. Typically, it's like a week delay when I try to contact them.
Isn't Dane Lafata an elected official in Chesterton?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you brick his check?
Huh?
Can you brick his check? Garnish? Can't do that.
I think we would have to have like a court order.
Yeah,
Gotta have a court order.
that would be the next work through that step.
Might want to move in that direction if you want to get them. The rest of those guys, good luck. Good luck. Sad to say, but good luck.
A couple of them owe us a lot.
I ain't kidding, and they think it's funny. You know what I mean? It's like, but oh well.
So one of the candidates filed a bankruptcy and included that fine in their bankruptcy.
Correct.
So that's off the table, right?
Yes.
Has to be. If the judge granted the bankruptcy, that debt is gone for us.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That would be very difficult.
Yeah.
Cindy did audit on CFA ones that are on file or not on file, and it looks like we have 4 individuals that should have a CFA one on file and do not have a CFA one on file. So it's past the time limit, or they meet the income threshold, the payment threshold to have CFA one on file. So that would be up to us on how we want to move forward with them. If we want to bring them in for hearings or administratively handle it.
So this is based on an audit over time
So do
that they
remember,
should be on file and they're not?
Yeah, Cindy went through all, like, there's over 200 committees now at this point with that July 1st law. She did an audit on all campaign finance. We're working on scanning everything in so that there's no more paper copies only of stuff. So she's working on scanning that all into our management system. And during the audit, she found 4 people, 3 people, and then there's one that newly owes us
Mm-hmm.
a CFA one. But she found 3 people that did not comply to that July 1st law.
So my recollection is that we waived all of the stuff associated with the July 1st implementation, right? So could these few people have fallen through the cracks of us recognizing they're in that same batch of people caught under the new rule?
Yes. We just need some kind of guidance to contact them or what
Yeah.
you guys want us to do.
Yeah, I see.
She has a letter ready that she's got together to send to them, an email and all that good fun stuff, to get over to them to bring them into compliance. We just need, I guess, guidance from you guys to go ahead and do that or what you want to do.
So when we were giving everybody like, I think one free one and stuff like this originally, did those 4 or 3 or whoever were, did they get a letter to come in with like the rest of the people came in to, and we kind of waived the fine because it was a new law that kind of they fell into like a less than 30-day squeeze window and stuff. So you don't know whether or not they got a letter.
No, they shouldn't have, because all of these, that was effective July 1 of 2025.
They made the law.
These, at least some of them should have been on file beginning in January.
Okay, so they're not caught up in the change. They should have filed under even under the old rules, they should have filed. No, I see a no.
No, so what happened was they have disbanded committees. They had disbanded. So what they need to do is to file the CFA one
Okay.
under that
Okay.
July 1st rule.
Yeah.
And I just found that I didn't take over this until November, so that's why when you're talking about July, I don't know because I wasn't there. She took over campaign finance when the office finally opened back up in November. So we've been going through all the files trying to get stuff because, as you guys know, in July we were all over the place. Have access to our files, all that stuff. So she's going through all the old paper files, and that's how she found it.
JC, you aware sort of of what we're talking about here from 25?
A little bit, yeah.
The rules.
Nobody has to close it.
In the past, when we would have people not in compliance, one of the things we would ask of them is make sure you close your campaign today.
Right.
Well, then the code was changed to say you have to keep it open, and a bunch of people got tripped up in all of that. So back then we waived it and said we can't enforce this. We can going forward, but we're not going to trip all these people up because it was contrary to advice we were giving as the board prior to the change.
Right.
So now these couple of folks are caught in this still.
Yes.
So rather than call them in, why don't you see if a letter will get them to come into compliance?
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Guidance from you.
Yes.
We didn't want to go ahead and follow since.
Yeah, no, I understand.
I understand.
Yeah, you guys are good with that. She has everything ready to go, and out how we
Are we all right in that, Monica?
Mhm.
Okay. Then yes, that's what we'd like to see, I think.
I let them know, final notice,
Yeah.
you know. Put a skull and crossbones on that.
Okay. Anything else under campaign finance?
I don't have.
Okay. Thanks for doing the audit. Upcoming dates?
I went all the way through the end of October on this one, so there's a couple. The next election board meeting is September 24th at 3. Then we have public test on October 2nd at 10 a.m. That'll be at the office. Voter registration closes on October 5th. Early vote begins October 6th. Pre-election reports are due by noon on October 16th. And then the next election board meeting after that would be on October 22nd. So not so much a lot for you guys in September, but come October, we have a lot going on. So I wanted you guys had a heads
The
up.
test date again, Jesse, October what?
2nd at 8 a.m.
2nd.
Oh, 8?
Yeah.
You said 10.
8, you said 10, didn't you?
Yeah,
Oh, at 8 a.m.
8 a.m.
I was skipping ahead to the next one.
Thank you.
10-2 at 8 a.m.
All right, very good. Other business? Hearing none, public comment? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you all.
The kid applied for that apprenticeship program?
We did, so he didn't get in, but yeah, I guess there's like a second wave.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what he's in.